Hello, my dear listeners. This is your bar exam coach. I am attorney Jen Estabilio. Last lecture, I've discussed Articles 1162 to 1164. Now, I will be discussing Articles 1165 to 1167. For Article 1165, this is an obligation to deliver a thing. When what is to be delivered is a determinate thing, the creditor, in addition to the right granted by him by Article 1170, may compel the debtor to make the delivery. If the thing is indeterminate or generic, he may ask that the obligation be complied with at the expense of the debtor. If the obligor delays or has promised to deliver the same thing to two or more persons who do not have the same interest, he shall be responsible for any fortuitous event until he has effected the delivery. Let's discuss this further. As a general rule, these are the remedies of the creditor. When the obligation is to deliver a thing, the creditor has certain rights depending on whether the object is determinate or specific or indeterminate or generic. So to determine what are the rights of the creditor, you must first need to identify whether the object is a determinate thing or an indeterminate thing. For determinate thing or specific thing, it is one that is identified and particularized. So for example, the car with plate number ABC123. For this particular thing or specific thing, the creditor may compel delivery or specific performance if still possible with the right to claim damages for delay or non-fulfillment. The other remedy is to seek rescission or cancellation of the obligation, also with damages in certain cases under Article 1170, and then claim damages only if a specific performance or rescission is no longer feasible. Okay, so these are the remedies of the creditor if the object, okay, is a determinate thing. Again, to compel delivery or ask for a specific performance with the right to plus damages, okay, for delay or non-fulfillment. Okay. What else? To seek rescission or cancellation of that obligation, plus damages also. And then, if a specific performance or rescission is no longer feasible, then the creditor may still claim for damages. In this case, the very thing itself must be delivered because it is what? Determinate, since no other thing can substitute it. The law gives the creditor the right to compel the debtor through the courts. However, the creditor cannot personally use force. The creditor must use what? Legal recourse. Okay? It must be taken through legal means. Okay? Hindi mo pwedeng pilitin ang debtor, okay, to perform a specific act. Okay? It should be through legal means. For indeterminate or generic thing, so this is described only by its class or genus. For instance, a sack of rice or a Toyota sedan. Okay. For this indeterminate thing, the creditor may demand that the obligation be complied with, even at the expense of the debtor. Next, delivery may be performed by a third person. Okay. Since any item belonging to the same genus may substitute. Okay. Iba na ang magpe-perform. Okay. If the debtor fails to deliver, the creditor may claim damages under Article 1170. So here, the principle genus non quam perit or genus never perishes applies. It means that a generic thing cannot be extinguished by a fortuitous event since items of the same kind always exist. Okay? So pag sinabi ng debtor, bumagyo may typhoon, so nasira yung Toyota sedan na kanyang obligation to deliver to the creditor. Now, because the Toyota sedan is not particularly described with its plate number, So it falls under an indeterminate or generic thing, meaning the debtor can still deliver other Toyota sedan, okay, as long as it is within that brand, okay, and same kind and quality. Okay, so because it is an indeterminate thing, despite a fortuitous event, the creditor may still demand that the obligation be complied with. Or the creditor may ask other persons or third persons to deliver such item. Okay? Because such item belong to the same genus, so substitution is possible. However, in that case, the cost of that other person to deliver the thing should be at the expense of the debtor. Gagastos pa rin ang debtor kahit na iba ang gumawa. Okay. Now, if the debtor fails to deliver, the creditor may claim for damages. So these are the remedies of the creditor if the thing to be delivered is an indeterminate or generic. The debtor also has a liability in cases of delay or double promise. Article 1165 further provides that the debtor will be liable even for fortuitous events in the following cases. First, when the debtor is in delay or mora. Okay. Second, when the debtor has promised to deliver the same determinate thing to two or more creditors who do not have the same interest. So ordinarily, fortuitous events exempt a debtor from liability. That's the general rule under Articles 1174. However, these two exceptions impose greater responsibility on the debtor. So may liability kapag itong dalawa ay present, no? Either of these two. First, pag may delay, no? When the debtor is in delay, of course, when the debtor is in delay, he has already a liability. Okay, because he was not able to perform the subject matter of the obligation on the date that was agreed upon. Okay, so meron na siyang kasalanan. The debtor is in fault because of that delay. So he will be held liable. Or when the debtor, no, prinamis niya to deliver the same thing, determinate thing to two or more creditors who do not have the same interest. For example, you are the debtor and then you promise to deliver your Toyota sedan with plate number 122, okay, to creditor A and to creditor B. And then the two persons involved, the two creditors involved, do not have the same interest over that thing or that object. Now, when the debtor was cannot cannot perform his obligation to deliver that same thing, he will be held liable for damages, no? Kasi nag-promise siya sa dalawa eh. No? Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-promise sa dalawang tao ang isang object. So that is already considered a breach of agreement. Why are you going to promise two different persons over the same object? Okay, so when that thing was damaged, okay, because of fortuitous event, the debtor won't be exempt from liability. He will be held liable. Next, application of the constitutional principle. The Constitution provides that no person shall be imprisoned for debt. Okay. Thus, if a person cannot deliver because of financial incapacity, imprisonment cannot be imposed. Exception, subsidiary imprisonment may apply in cases where civil liability arises from a criminal case. So kung may utang sa'yo ang debtor, you are the creditor, okay, so you cannot file a criminal case, no, as against that debtor to pay you for the any indebtedness that he or she may had to you. Okay, so subsidiary imprisonment is only applicable if the civil liability arises, no, from a criminal case. Next is Article 1166. This is an obligation to deliver accessions and accessories. The obligation to give a determinate thing includes that of delivering all of its accessions and accessories, even though they may not have been mentioned. Okay, so kahit silent ang inyong usapan, the law provides that when an obligation involves a determinate thing, it includes all the accessions and accessories. The duty to deliver a determinate thing includes not only the thing itself, but also its accessions and accessories, even if these were not expressly mentioned in the obligation. So what are accessions? These are additions or improvements upon a principal thing. For example, houses or trees built or plant on a land. Okay, so when you buy a land, so yung mga accessions niya, yung mga trees and then house, kasama doon. No? You cannot buy a land separate, or you cannot buy a land, okay? And then sasabihin mo hindi kasama yung bahay. Eh doon nakatayo yung bahay. So kasama na yun, accession. However, of course, we will have a separate provision on that. Okay? You need to pay the value of the land and of course the value of the house. Hindi naman porket bibilhin mo lang yung land, kasabihin mo kasama na doon yung bahay, ang babayaran mo lang yung land. Hindi ganun yun. Okay? So you still need to pay for the value of both house and then the land. However, you cannot impose that you are only buying the land without the house if there's already a house no built on that particular land. Okay. What else? So dividends from shares of stock, kasama na yung dividends, okay? Rent from a leased building. So pag nag-list ka ng building, okay? So yung mga rent doon is kasama, okay? Sa accessions na yon kasama na doon, okay, sa inyong binili. The natural forms like alluvion, okay, soil deposits from rivers, avulsion, or islands form in rivers. Now for accessories, this is for the better use or completion of the thing, okay, that you intend to buy, okay. So in items intended for the better use, convenience, or completion of the principal thing. For example, the key to a house, okay. So pag bumili ka ng bahay, hindi naman pwedeng ibigay sa'yo na walang susi. So accessories yon for its completion, okay. The frame of a painting. O, bumili ka ng painting, sabihin alisin yung frame. So, hindi ganon. So, kasama na siya for its better use. Okay. What else? Bracelet of a wristwatch. Okay, hindi naman pwede yung bilog lang yung sa relo, no? So, kailangan nung bracelet nun. What else? Machinery belonging to a factory. So, you're buying a factory. Of course, kung may machine doon, kasama na rin yun for completion of the principal thing. Okay, so gagamitin mo yung factory because of also of its machines. Okay. So these are the accessories. So tingnan nyo ang pinagkaiba ha. Ang accessories, this is for completion para mas buo, mas magagamit mo yung binili mo. So another example, yung car. So you bought a car, may kasama na yun na key. Okay? So that you can use the car. Okay, you need that key. Ang pinagkaiba naman sa accessions, pag bumili ka ng isang bagay at kung ano na yung nakatayo doon, ano na yung kasama niya, okay, hindi na mahihiwalay, yun yung accessions. Okay, however, as stated earlier, may separate provision tayo pag bumili ka ng lupa na may nakatayo ng bahay, syempre iba rin yung value. Okay, however, again, just to reiterate, you cannot demand that you are just going to, let's say you are just going to buy the house without the land. Hindi ganon. Kasi magkasama sila. So, yung sasabi nating accessions. Okay? Ito yung mga addition talaga. Okay? Or kung hindi man addition, improvements. Like yung may fence na, yung land na binili mo, may fence, meron ng trees. Okay? So, kasama na din doon at hindi na rin aalisin. Okay? So, these are the key distinctions no, between accessions and accessories. So, I hope we are clear, no? Alright. So, next is for the accessory follows the principal. As a general rule, in delivering a determinate thing, accessions and accessories are included unless expressly excluded by stipulation. Okay, so meron exception, no? If the accessions and accessories are expressly excluded by stipulations, no, by both parties, nag-agree sila na hindi talaga kasama yung accessions and accessories, then that's the time that they are separate. Okay. However, if the provision or the contract is silent, general rule will apply, which is the accessions and accessories are included. Okay, what is the rationale or purpose behind this? Both accessions and accessories derive their existence or utility, yung paggamit, no, from the principal thing. Hence, they must accompany it. So, for example, okay, yung susi ng bahay. So, magagamit mo lang naman yung susi na yun to open a house, to open that particular door. Okay, so yun, kailangan utility yung paggamit niya. Okay, so siya ay kasama lagi, no? Accessory siya when you buy a house. Okay? And then what else? Yung trees over a land that you are going to buy. So, nade-derive ng existence ng trees na yon doon sa kanyang land, kay saan siya naitanim, alright? So, yung trees na yon is, the trees derive their existence from what? They're being planted on the land that you are going to buy, the debtor's going to buy. Okay? So, these are necessary or included, okay, sa principal thing that the debtor or the buyer, no, will going to buy. So, they must accompany the principal thing. So we have here jurisprudence, Corneliosa versus Land Tenure Administration. So the Supreme Court held that sale of improvements like a house built on land does not automatically transfer ownership of the land unless, okay, expressly stipulated. Okay, so there must be an express stipulation that the improvements, no, when you are going to buy a land, okay, there must be an express stipulation that the house that is built on a land will also be transferred to you. However, if there's no stipulation to that effect, it does not automatically transfer ownership. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, yung house and then land, both yun may values. You cannot say that kasama na agad yung bahay doon sa lupang binibili mo. Okay? And then also the reverse, no? Hindi naman bibili ka ng bahay na walang lupa. So both have different values and it must be stated, no, na hindi automatic yung transfer pag bumili ka ng land. Okay? Hindi automatic. There must be a separate contract for that. Okay. In Calyon versus Agus Development Corporation, lease of a house or building includes the lease of the land on which it stands. Okay, kasi accession yan eh, no? Yung sa house, tsaka yung sa land, accession. So, lease of a house or building includes the lease of the land on which it stands, since use of the land is implied in the use of the building. So, hindi sila pwede magkahiwalay. Next is accession as a right of ownership. Accession is also understood as a right of ownership under Article 440 of the Civil Code. It grants the owner rights over the fruits of the property, no? The natural fruits, industrial, and then civil fruits, and then the accessories attached to the property. Thus, the right of accession forms part of ownership, although it is not in itself a mode of acquiring ownership. Okay. So the key takeaways here for Article 1165 is that a specific thing, no? For a specific thing, the creditor may compel delivery, rescind the contract, or claim for damages. For generic thing, creditor may demand performance by a debtor or third party, since genus never perishes. And then debtor remains liable for fortuitous events in cases of delay or double promise. Okay. So these are the main, no, highlights or points, no, in Article 1165. In Article 1166, obligation to deliver a determinate thing includes its accessions and accessories. We have a rule, accessory follows the principal unless stipulated otherwise. Now, the jurisprudence clarifies a limit, no? The house does not automatically mean land ownership. Okay, so I've already, no, emphasized that earlier. Next, Article 1167. It talks about breach of obligation. If a person obliged to do something fails to do it, the same shall be executed at his cost. The same rule shall be observed if he does it in contravention of the tenor of the obligation. Furthermore, it may be decreed that what has been poorly done be undone. Okay. So, meron tayong tatlong scenario, no? Tingnan nyo yan. May tatlong scenario for this Article 1167. First, when the debtor fails to do, okay? Second, when the debtor did it but in contravention, no? Contrary to the tenor of the obligation. And then third, no? That he done, no? Or rather he did the performance but it was poorly done. Okay, so it should be undone. Kailangan alisin ulit or ibalik doon sa original state, no, kasi mali or pangit yung pagkakagawa. Okay, so tatlong scenario yan. So for the nature of obligation to do, 11 or Article 1167 deals with positive personal obligations, obligations to perform an act or render a service. It does not apply, no, to negative personal obligations or obligations not to do, which are governed by Article 1168. Okay, so ang focus lang ng Article 67 ay yung positive personal obligations to render, to do something, ano, to act. Okay. The essence of this article is that failure or improper performance carries with it consequences and the creditor is granted remedies. So, laging may remedy, syempre, ang creditor. No? Kasi syempre may failure dyan or may maling ginawa yung debtor. Okay. So we have three situations contemplated by Article 1167. The article contemplates three scenarios in case of breach. First, debtor fails to do what he is obliged to do. For example, a contractor refuses to build the garage he promised to build. Okay? Second, debtor does the act but contrary to the tenor of the obligation. So the garage is built but with substandard materials, okay, against the agreed specifications. And then third, debtor performs the act but poorly, no, may defective or incomplete performance. So example, the garage is constructed but collapses within months due to poor workmanship. Okay, so these are the three scenarios. Okay. What are the remedies now of the creditor? The creditor has three remedies. So when the debtor fails or improperly performs a positive personal obligation, again, positive, no? Personal obligation meaning the debtor will render a service or do an act. Okay. The remedy of the creditor, first, have the obligation executed at the debtor's expense. So the creditor may perform the obligation himself. Siya mismo ang gagawa yung creditor, no? Or through another, no, ibang tao or third person. Pero, pag si creditor ang gumawa or ibang tao, pwede niyang i-charge yung expenses niya to the debtor. Ang gagastos pa rin yung debtor. Okay? Example, if the contractor refuses to build the garage, no, the creditor can hire another contractor and demand reimbursement of costs. Kasi nag-agree kayo eh, nag-agree ang creditor and then the debtor or the contractor, okay, to build a garage. However, the contractor refuses, no, despite the agreement. Pero kailangan na yun ng creditor eh. So he may, no, the creditor may do it, no, by himself or through another person, but he can demand reimbursement as against the contractor or the debtor. So yan yung first scenario. Second, remedy of the creditor. Ask the court to undo what has been properly done if it is still possible. So for instance, if a painter paints a house with the wrong color, no, the court may order the repainting to restore the intended result. So si creditor, no, or yung client mo, tsaka yung painter, yung client, sabi niya, gusto ko ang pintura is color white. Okay, white ang gusto niya. Now, here comes the painter. Ang gusto niya kasing color, mahilig siya sa color black. no? Instead of white, the painter, no, painted the house with a black color. Eh, syempre, ang pangit naman tignan nun. Okay? So, it was poorly made, poorly done. Okay? So, the court may order the repainting para i-restore sa intended result. So, this is a court, this is one of the remedies of the creditor. Okay? So, the creditor may go to the court. The number three, recover damages under Article 1170. So this includes actual damages, moral damages if applicable, and exemplary damages. Okay, so again, the creditor may ask for damages if the debtor fails to do something or refuses to do an act or made or he did something that is poorly made, okay, or poorly done, okay? So lagi merong damages na kasama, no, na pwedeng i-enforce ng creditor. Okay. Rules on a specific performance. So unlike obligations to give a determinate thing in Article 1165, a specific performance cannot be compelled in obligations to do. Okay. Diba, as you can recall, the creditor can compel a debtor to deliver a determinate thing. I-deliver niya yung Toyota car with plate number 1122. Okay? Pwede yon pag sa delivery of a determinate thing. However, here, no, specific performance naman cannot be compelled in obligations to do. Why? Compelling performance may amount to involuntary servitude, which is prohibited under the Constitution. Okay, so for example, yung sa painting, gusto mong i-demand kasi that is a render of service. Okay, the painter will go is the painter needs to paint the house. Okay, so meron siyang performance doon, siya mismo ang gagawa. Now, kung ayaw gawin ng painter yon, no, the creditor cannot compel that painter to do the painting. Hindi pwede. Kasi that would be tantamount to involuntary servitude, which is prohibited, no, under the Constitution. Okay? So, i-categorize nyo, iba yung specific performance to give a determined thing, iba yung specific performance, okay, in obligations to do, which is prohibited pag sa obligations to do. Okay? So, exception, when the obligation does not involve the debtor's personal qualifications. So, for example, building construction or constructing a building, the act can still be executed by another at the debtor's cost. So, iba na lang ang gagawa. Okay, so again, still, hindi mo pwedeng pilitin yung isang tao na gawin. Okay, pag siya mismo magpe-perform. Okay, pero yan nga, as stated earlier, that the creditors can still ask other persons to do it and then reimburse the cost to the debtor. Okay? So if the obligation involves the personal qualifications, skill or talent of the debtor, performance by another cannot substitute. What's the example of this? An artist contracted to paint a portrait or a singer obliged to perform in a concert. Okay, so for instance, no, merong magaling talaga na artist, siya lang magaling mag-paint nung gusto mo, no, na portrait. Because of that specific qualifications, no, hindi na sa kanya lang, no, that specific qualifications, no, nasa artist lang na yan, no, and wala sa ibang tao. Of course, you cannot ask another to do the portrait painting, okay? So you cannot ask, no, a substitute. Or another example, meron kang hinire na singer, gusto mo yung boses niya, that quality, napakaganda, may vibrato siya. Ngayon, siya lang may quality na yon, siya lang may qualifications na yon, pero ayaw niyang gawin. So, in this particular scenario, the creditor cannot ask a substitute kasi wala eh. Okay? So, kapag ganitong scenario, the only feasible remedy of the creditor is to ask for damages as against the debtor. Okay? So, yung artist, yung singer, no, will be liable, no, for damages kasi walang ibang pwedeng substitute na gumawa nung kanilang dapat gawin. Okay? So, ang remedy lang is damages. Okay? So, you need again to categorize and to classify. Tingnan nyo muna, ito ba is kayang gawin ng ibang tao? Kaya bang gawin ng ibang party, third party, o kaya bang gawin ng creditor? If yes, you can ask for a substitute and then reimburse the cost or the expenses to the debtor. Second category or classification, ito ba is these qualifications only particular to that debtor? Siya lang ba nakaka-possess ng talents na yon tsaka ng skills na yon? If yes, then of course the creditor cannot ask for a substitute. Now the remedy of the creditor is to ask for damages. So damages na agad. Okay? So again, when you are studying the obligations, you need to categorize. You need to cluster your mind or classify. No? Kasi magkakaiba siya magkakaibang scenario. So you need to imagine. You need to visualize para mas maintindihan niya siya. Okay? So that's how you study law. You need to visualize it and apply it, no? Para mas to understand the law, the meaning of the law, and the intent of the law. So we have here jurisprudence, Chavez versus Gonzalez. So a typewriter was given for repair. The debtor failed to repair it. So, and then it returned, no? Uh, the debtor returned the typewriter in worse condition, no? May missing parts pa. So the Supreme Court held that the debtor was liable not only for the missing parts, but also for the cost of having the repair properly executed by another. Kasi pinagawa na sa iba eh, since he contravened the tenor of his obligation. Okay? What else? A PlayStation was delivered for repair, but the debtor returned it unrepaired again, no? Pinapa-repair sa kanya, and then meron pang missing parts. So the debtor was liable for both the repair cost pag pinagawa sa iba and the missing parts, no? Under Articles 1167 and 1170. Okay, so this is a bar problem. This is a collapse of a building. The lot owner contracted builder and architect to construct a building. The building collapsed, no, within a year due to faulty construction. So poorly done siya, okay? Nag-collapse na agad. So again, ano yung remedy pag poorly done, no? So the Supreme Court held that both builder and architect were solidarily liable for damages and reconstruction. Diba? Since the obligation to build was performed in the contravention of the tenor of the obligation, no? So if you remember what we have discussed, no, kapag poorly done yung pinapagawa, no, the subject matter of the contract, if it is poorly made or poorly done, okay, the creditor can what? Ask for to make it better, no? Para pagandahin, plus damages. So in this case, no, i-reconstruct yung building, no? Kasi may faulty construction eh. And then, the lot owner can ask for damages. So dalawa, reconstruction plus damages. So this is under Article 1167 in relation to Article 1723 of the Civil Code. Another example, so failure to perform. A contractor fails to construct a garage, so the creditor can hire another builder and demand reimbursement for extra costs plus damages. Next, contravention of terms. A tailor agrees to make a suit, no, using imported fabric, but instead uses cheap local fabric. So the creditor may demand correction. Okay, kasi in contravention eh, at debtor's cost or damages, papaulit niya. Then poor performance, a mechanic agrees to fix a car but leaves it in worse condition. So the creditor can have it repaired elsewhere, but the creditor can charge the cost of the mechanic plus damages. So lagi no, may plus damages lagi, may kaakibat no na damages. So here are the key principles. Creditors' remedies focus on substitute performance and damages, not on compelling the debtor personally. Okay. Second, personal services are voluntary. Courts cannot force compliance if it amounts to involuntary servitude. Third, cause of execution fall on the debtor since the breach was his fault. Okay, siya may kasalanan. Number 4, right to undo. No? Undo poorly performed obligations prevents unjust enrichment and protects the creditor's interest. Then fifth, solidary liability may arise when multiple parties like the contractor and architect, okay, jointly breach their obligations. So may solidarily liable sila. So to sum it up, okay, so if the situation is failure to do, the creditor's remedy is to have it done at debtor's cost plus damages, okay? When done contrary to terms of the agreement, so execution at debtor's cost, no? Undoing plus damages. Okay? To undo, no? Kung mali yung ginawa, to undo it. Okay? Yung wrongly made or wrongly performed. And then poorly done, still undoing, execution at debtor's cost, and damages. And then, if personal service based on debtor's unique skill, siya lang nakakaprocess ng skill na yon, only damages. There would be no substitute performance. Okay? So, pansinin nyo, no? Laging lahat merong damages. Okay? And then, pwedeng ipagawa sa other party, yung first, second, and third. Okay? But with kung you can reimburse the cost to the debtor. And then yung fourth lang, no, pag personal service based on the debtor's unique skill, damages lang ang pwede. Walang substitute performance. So this is the summary of all our discussions, no, regarding this Article 1167. Okay, so mahaba-haba siya, no? Mahaba yung provision na yan, mahabang discussion agad sa nag-iisang provision. Okay? So you need to, again, visualize para mas maintindihan nyo. Okay, so next lecture, I will be discussing Article 1168, obligations not to do. Okay, 1168 onwards, no, kung hanggang saan matapos next lecture. Medyo mahaba-haba pang chapter 2. Okay, so let's read this first, Article 1168, when the obligation consists in not doing, and the obligor does what has been forbidden him, okay, it shall be undone at his expense. So ito naman yung obligations na to do, hindi mo gagawin. Yun ang obligation mo, yung wala kang gagawin dapat. Hindi mo gagawin, not doing. Okay, ito yung pinagkaiba dun sa 1167 that you have to do something. Okay, so iba rin naman yan. Iba rin ang provision for obligations not to do. Okay, but I will discuss that in detail, no, in my next lecture video. Okay, so that ends, no, my discussion. So again, stay tuned for the next lecture. This is your bar exam coach. You may reach me, or you may like or subscribe my YouTube channel. Okay, then you may reach me through Telegram, or you may follow me at X or Twitter, and then you may also like my Facebook page at your bar exam coach. So I hope you've learned a lot for today's lecture, and again, stay tuned for the next lecture. So thank you for listening and study well. Okay, I am rooting for all of you.